I wanted to provide a newbie's look at Pacific Fire. This is a game I just discovered not long ago, and it is outstanding. It's a full on, I don't know how to explain this other than theater type war game. We're going to, boy, that is annoying, and I do apologize. I have um, asked the developer to make that go away because in the videos it's definitely annoying. But we're going to take a look at a quick Allied campaign, and you can tell there is a bunch here. Um, I'm going to give you a look at the Pacific Fire, which this is the full version, and it's outstanding. And I'm going to provide you from a U.S. perspective because I had a lot of trouble at the beginning of this. I mean, I was defeated typically by June and July of 1942 consistently until I changed up my tactics. And you've got easy, normal, and hard. I can't tell you what these difference. I've gone easy. I started easy, and I was being defeated on easy. Normal is my last game I won on that. And the only thing that I think occurs is you don't get as many reinforcements as you do on easy. And we're going to choose normal, and this is just an introductory so you can see. So when you start, we're going to say start here. Well, here we go. We get blown up. So there goes the Pacific Fleet. Now you can skip these little cutscenes if you want, but down here it'll tell you what your Japanese losses were, what your Allied losses were, and your unit losses. These unit losses are really important because the game is balanced around these units. So you can, and I'll show you more in a minute. So you can go to the view log here, and this tells you what occurred. And you can, if you read these, you'll understand more what the AI is doing and the how how the combat resolution occurs. And he does a pretty good job at putting it in the text files, what occurs, but it really doesn't make sense till you can read some of this. So we're going to go next because they're overrunning everything at this point. We're just going to skip that so you can see that, hey, we've lost the Guam Insular Guards. And here you can see Japan captures Guam. And Japan captures. Of course, we're still fighting on Luzon. And Hong Kong, we're probably going to lose it. Yeah, they took Hong Kong. So those are the units we lost. And they're attacking here, big fleet. And we're going to watch this cutscene. So they're bombing the landing troops, and their ships are bombing the crap out of us. That's the cutscene for what's going on the ground, and Japan captures it. And they actually did pretty good. We took out about half their guys or whatnot there, or, 2-hour losses. Same thing here. Looks like we're holding out pretty well. And they captured Brunei. And Rabaul is under attack, and they took it. Oh man, they're attacking Australia. I haven't seen that one before. That's quite interesting. Of course, they take Wake. We only had like 450 guys there. Now, one thing about these units, and I will show you and explain it here in a minute. Oh, an attack on Midway. Or they're scouting. Nope, it's just reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is also important when you're first learning to play, and maybe not worry about it so much, but it's actually really important, and it takes a while to understand why you need to do it. Alright, so now we're to the actual game because, hey, it was the beginning of the war. Japan aggresses everybody. So this industry score up here Japan starts out really high, and you're the Allies, and you're going to start out really low. And part of what makes this a fun game is over time, your industry score will go up. And for the Allies, it's going to be unstoppable because America is. This was our war. Um, by far and large, this was our war. We supplied the materials to all the nations. The problem is that we have been taught that essentially, hey, we took Wake back, Eniwetok, we took Rabaul, Guam, Saipan, Iwo Jima, and then we bombed it and the war was over. But that isn't reality. So let's look at the reinforcements for a minute and talk a little bit about the game. So when you see new units available, those are new units being generated. So, and it will tell you also Japanese new units. So you can look here and see what's coming onto the board. And these are reinforcements at different areas. So you see that these units are being added men. Now, like at Luzon, we got 18, 16, 6 tanks, 32 guns. I'm going to explain that a little bit to you here in a minute because that's quite important. But you can see as I scroll through here, reinforcements. This is every turn you get supplies back. So things get destroyed, things get recreated. That is part of the game. And at the very bottom, when you have a unit that upgrades, you can see what they upgraded to. So we're done with the reinforcements, and understand that at the beginning here, your industry score tells you how many reinforcements you're getting. So as time goes on, this Allied industry score will increase, which also affects how many reinforcements your units are getting. The Japanese industry score will go up as they take the Philippines and a lot of this area. Okay, next is your intelligence briefing, and you get different pieces of information such as, hey, they've got prisoners of war. So this is kind of don't hold it to heart, but it's hearsay. So okay, they have at least 8 heavy cruisers out. Code breakers report Japanese reinforcements are moving to Tokyo, so they're withdrawing to regroup for a major strike somewhere. That new fighters are going to be in it. It will behoove you to read this intelligence and think about it a little bit. All right, and we're going to go to the overview. Now the overview, which you click on the objectives tab up here, and it will always bring this overview up to you. This tells you your victory conditions. So the Allies I got to capture Tokyo, Nagasaki, 4 of these. And Japan needs to capture 5 of these. And if they capture 5 of any of these, they win. And this tells you what our total casualties are, and total aircraft and aircrew lost, warships, and sailors lost, and what our total casualties are. Now, other than just an interesting look at the game, I don't actually know what this really provides you other than something really cool to look at. And I enjoy this aspect of it. And it also, in some respects, brings the real horror of this war. An incredible amount of people died. All right, let's talk just a minute about the map. And if you're a United States player, which I am, and I suffered this terribly, I thought, that these little islands out here is where the war was fought, because that's what we're taught in our history class. That is not true to this game, and it's not true to the war. And you've got to understand, Japan was after resources. Japan needed to increase its industry score, essentially. So all this stuff here, the Philippines, this area here, Brunei, I'm not good on the geography on this, but these areas, Southeast Asia, they were after all this because it's resource rich. And they wanted to put Australia out of business because from Australia we could take all this back. And they knew this. And you've got China, and there's other maps that you can play in a sandbox mode that is really cool, and it opens you up to the land battle of Asia as well as all what's going on here. And I will show you that quickly before we're done. So right here, let's go looking at a unit real quick because I want to explain these units and what they look like. Alright, let's go to San Francisco. You've got your info, your ground, your air, and your sea. Your base size and your convoy frequency is important. The bigger the base size, it appears you get more reinforcements. And the convoy frequency matters for, I believe, submarines and also reinforcements. I'm not certain. But the submarines, if it's very high and you attack it, you're going to kill bigger transports, which has a negative effect on their industry score. So right here, hold on, we're going to go here. Okay, San Diego. So I've got carrier group 1 here. You can click and hold down on carrier 1 and you've got the Saratoga, the Trenton, the Richmond, the Concord, the Bogley. You know, he's done a stupendous job here. Tells you what the guns are, torpedo tubes, and all this matters. He's done an exceptional job at, you know, the naval and air combat and everything. And so, like, the Saratoga's got excellent anti-aircraft, but no anti-submarine warfare. Anyway, you can look at these to see if things are damaged, and if they are damaged, it's going to have it'll tell you how many months it's going to take to repair. So some units you may want to use till they're destroyed. Some you may want to put them into harbor for a little while and help them repair. And I'm unaware, and this is something I haven't tried, is like if I got a heavily damaged carrier, putting it back in San Francisco to see if it cuts down the repair time. That base may affect that repair time. I do not know. Alright, but now we're going to go to ground. So we got a unit here. We're going to look at specifically the 2nd Marine Division. Alright, so it's got 17,500 men. This is essentially the hit points of the unit for ground units. And 95 tanks and 146 guns with excellent morale. This matters. Morale matters for combat. Tanks is specifically, I believe, it matters offensively. And the 146 guns is the defensive factor. So think of it in those terms. So this is a good striking unit, but in this game, you don't want to send these guys. They're not within range of a striking unit, but let's go here. So these guys get 20 tanks and 120 guns. Now I could send them to here. Well, I did that wrong. I could send these guys, click on move, and I could send them here if I wanted to. Doing this without naval support will all but ensure they get shot to pieces. If anybody does a cap or airstrike, when you launch these offenses like this, you need to send them with naval units. You know, it's a combined arms deal, so, you know, let's not be stupid. The only way I found to undo that is you click that unit, click move again, and click on Pearl Harbor, and it undoes it. So that is a quick look at the units. However, we are going to do some look at air unit. When you click on any unit, you're going to see a big white circle that says that everything that they are within range of. And if you're going to do offensive movement, that's got to be within that white circle. So we're going to put these guys on a naval strike to there. Alright, now we're not going to play this out because I would like you guys to buy this game and not know what I know. Because if you've never played this, this is exceptional. Alright, but let's say we know they're going to overrun the Philippines and there is no stopping this. So currently, let's say we're going to do this. We're going to take all our American guys out of there because we need these reinforcements. But if there's any way that we can hold Luzon for however long we can, we're going to hold it. So we're going to take our American guys and we're going to move them to Port Moresby because, well, I don't know, it sounds cool. Okay, we got all sorts of American fighters and bombers here, and they're almost dead. So we're going to select these guys, and hopefully they don't get killed. And we're going to rebase them to San Francisco. And let's hope that they get more planes added back to them, assuming they escape. Alright, the submarines we're going to put on convoy attack to Peleliu because I don't know, it sounds cool. And we're going to move these guys, our destroyers and light cruiser, to Port Moresby as well. Okay, everything is dark, so everybody that's moving is moving and everybody else is on their own. And we're going to put these guys on convoy attack to, we're going to strike Tokyo because why? Because we're America, F yeah. Alright, I'm not moving anything else. I'm going to make this as quick as I can so that you can see our little bit of movement here. So basically we're moving things out of Luzon. Actually, I'm going to do one more thing. Let's take these guys here. Who's here? We're going to take these guys and we're going to attempt to move them to Darwin just to see if, make sure, I just want to see if they get attacked, and if not, you'll see how you can withdraw units to save them. And okay, so that's really all we're doing. And let's see what happens. Okay, we're just going to skip this because these are things that the AI is doing, so we lost all that. Okay, they just did some stuff. Uh-oh. Now, we were trying to escape things out of here, so let's see what happens. Oh, it looks like they blew our stuff up. Now, your planes that are here, these guys were bombing the landing crew. So, I don't think our ships escaped. Okay, so, Allied losses. Okay, we lost task force and submarine, but other than that, although we took a lot of losses from men, our people should have escaped to Port Moresby down here. So that appears like some things went okay. We didn't lose any air units, and we didn't lose any ground units. So that's a good thing. We did lose our ships. Hey, we just got to live with it. Okay, and they do that, and they're gonna do that, and they're doing that, and they're doing that. Oh, look like they're taking Guadalcanal. Looks like they're definitely taking Wake. They took that too. No, they just sank some stuff. Alright. Well, my subs I sent... Oh, they didn't go to Tokyo because they got destroyed down there. Alright. Oh, well. Okay. So, now we're at the reinforcements. And, hey, here's -7. So, their sub-attack on us over here at Nauru took 7 away from us. So, that is why you want to attack these undefended islands and hopefully lower what they're doing. Again, you know, these are all the reinforcements. So we're going to go over here and look real quick at San Francisco. Wow. Okay, so our air units They made it. There they are, 2, 5, and 5. And I've got all sorts of people coming online now. There are probably additional units. Alright, these carrier groups, those, something I did not tell you before. When you see units that are attached to carriers, they stay with those carriers. If the carrier is sunk and they're out and near a friendly base and they can land, they'll do that and it'll generate, whatever. But typically, if the carrier goes down, they go down with it. So, anyway, this is that, and this is an excellent game. There are tons of units, well-named units. It is just a ton of fun. So we're going to exit out of this for a minute, and we're going to go to sandbox mode so I can show off his handiwork here. And there is a bunch of stuff here, and we got Pacific and Asia in 1941. We're going to go with normal difficulty because we're just looking at all this. And you can choose, very small, medium, large, and there's actually, I think, a huge option. Hold on. What is the problem here? All right. There we go. I'm scrolling wrong. So you can go up to huge industries. Same way with the armies. You can tax what your system is capable of. And your starting base is full random, normal. And alright, we're just going to start this and take a look at everything. And we're going to use that slot again. So here we go. Now you've got the full war. You've got the entire war with, this looks like, okay, this is Russia up here. Wow, I did not know they had this. Alright. So you've got Russia. Now, I don't know if they would be a combatant yet. I don't know how this works. I haven't played it. That looks like Chinese, maybe? Mongolians, so I'm assuming that's Chinese. No, these are, who are these guys? Chinese communist. And who are these guys? You've got Chinese nationalist. So this is very interesting. And man, the Japanese have made a lot of inroads there. And of course, this is what we were looking at before. So it's, our same Pacific War, except here, same thing. Except that they've added this and, wow, a lot of India. India actually has a lot going on over here. So, I mean, this would be an exceptional, you're going to have a lot to do if you want to play this war. I haven't even attempted a challenge like this. It would look like you would crush Japan, but I bet you Japan is just stacked to the hilt. They're probably going to overrun a great many things, which is what exactly happened. But you need to check this game out, and by all means, I support buying this. I did. He's got another one coming out called like European Fire, and I cannot wait for that. This has got to be one of the best war games. There will be updates coming to this at some point. He's got a Discord server, but anything coming to this will be after the European Fire. It's coming out in September, I think. But till then, man, this is so much fun. You guys really need to try this. Alright, that's kind of it for me in this.